What's up, guys? This is Ocean Gang here. Today I have here my friend Viren. Viren, can you tell us what you did?
I got top 8 at Hollywood Regional, and I played Fiendsmith, Tenpai, Bystial.
Tenpai Bystial. All right. And listen, bro, how was the regional? Like, what was the experience like?
It was really good. Had a lot of fun playing this deck. It's just it plays through a lot of interruptions. Pretty much the whole theory behind it is you use the Fiendsmith and Bystial engines to bait out your opponent's everything. So they do such a good job at that.
Right.
And you normal summon Hydra in the game.
And now, question. I always wondered when playing this deck, is it like good going first or second?
So, I strongly believe you have to play this deck going second because the amount of hand traps that you would be able to fit, it's just not enough to do anything to your opponent. They can play through like an Ash and Imperm, and it's just I feel like the board breakers are way more impactful.
Right.
And all three engines can break boards, right? So Fiendsmith, they could set up boards, but they're really gonna break the boards too, you know?
Okay.
Same with the Bystials. Druid's Worm just clears shit.
Druid's Worm is crazy. Okay, so let's get to the deck, brother.
Okay, so this is a blind second list. So we'll start with the Fiendsmith cards. It's 3 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurry, and then 2 Tract. This is all you need, like bare minimum. Necroquip is kind of crazy in this deck, so you kind of want to with the Bystial cards, you go into that, and then secure your what's it called? Your Caesar and Lars to insulate yourself after. It's even good going second too. Okay. So yeah, these are the Fiendsmith cards. You play the 3 Lubellion, Magnemite, 2 Druis, 1 Baldrake. This right here pretty much answers your opponent's detonator or their cross, right? So if they have detonator cross, you just go, you search, summon, and then when you do this, it pretty much makes them cross negate, and then why wouldn't they detonator pop the Rebellion? It'll just get you to regain, right?
Gotcha.
So pretty much it baits a lot of stuff so that your Fiendsmith cards can go, not Fiendsmith, your Tenpai cards can go uninterrupted. The reason for the Baldrake is that when you do choose to go first, you set up a seals. So let's say you open your Lubellion, you pitch it, search Magnemite. This is gonna get you Baldrake, and your seals will get you a Druid. So it's like 2 more interruptions that way.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's that. Now for the Tenpai cards, it's 2 Pydra, 2 Genroku, 1 Chandra, 1 Phaedra, Summoning and Kaiman. You really do have to play 2 and 2. You can't really play 3 and 1 or 2 and 1. The reasoning for that is that sometimes you do have to normal summon the Lacrima or the Lurry to start playing,
right,
and start baiting stuff out. And when you do that, you can't really normal summon Phaedra, so you're gonna have to search it with Sangan summoning.
Gotcha.
Or Kaiman, right? So if you open the 1 Genroku, then you can't really search it to special summon, right? And if you open the 1 Pydra and you play the 3 Genroku, then you can't really Genroku summon the Pydra, right? So it's like you have to play 2 and 2 for when you open one of them, and you have to start with one of these ones.
Gotcha.
Right? This card's crazy. This card's crazy. This card helps you play around Droll. You get Droll, activate this, add this. They know what's coming, but they can't do anything about it. They're forced to use all their interruptions on this.
Right.
So it just feels crazy. This deck is a lot of fun. These cards kill so quickly. For the hand traps, I played. They're not really hand traps, but it's the 3 Perulia.
The Maxis.
And then 2 Meowly. I didn't play Fulos because I didn't have it. This is a 40 card list. It should be 41. These 2, it should be 2 Fulos and then a 3rd one. So it should be 41 cards. But because I didn't have it, I opted to just main the Meowlys instead. And these were still really good for me.
They still came.
Yeah, they still came up, drew me a lot of cards against Blue Eyes, Malice, all that. So it was still fine. It's just optimally you would be playing the Fulos. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And these would be
It still
inside.
gives you card against Rizal too.
Yeah, it does. And these pretty much just get you drawing into your board breakers, which is pretty much how you're clearing the boards as well.
Okay.
So you play the 1 Terraforming along with the 3 Thrust. This gets you into your Tenpai field spell. That's usually what it's for, but it's also, this is to search the best card in the format, Ultimate Slayer. I do believe this card is actually insane. #1 card you should be playing in your list. And if it is the #1 card, then why wouldn't I main deck it and just center the whole deck around this card? It's not once per turn, that's the most important part. With the other spells I play in this deck, like 2 Talents, 2 Metal Tronus, I play 2 of these just because they are once per turn, right? This card, even seeing multiples, it's completely fine. You just for free clear everything.
Gotcha.
Your thrust can get you into this, your thrust can get you into this if you already have this, right? And then for, I guess I'll talk about the Metal Tronus. So the Metal Tronus, they're really good when you set them for going first. And the way the siding patterns work with this deck is you're going to be siding all of this out for trap cards when you go first because it's very unbreakable, right? So I wanted to have a card that is, you know, I don't want to side out when I go first. And Metal Tronus was like the perfect fit, right? You just set it and use it as interruption.
Like an imper. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much like an imperm, except it's like way crazier than that. You know, you just banish it.
True.
But yeah, this is the reason you play the deck.
Okay.
And then these just draw you into this. So that's the main deck.
All right.
The side deck, we played, we got the 3 Lancia and the 3rd Meowly. So initially, if you do play the 3 Fuelos, it's supposed to be, what is it?
3 Fua in the main deck, and then the Meows in the side deck?
Yeah, 3 Fua in the main deck, and then I was playing 2 Lancia, 2 Meow. You could play 3 Lancia, 1 Meow, it's up to you.
Gotcha.
But that's what I was on, but because I didn't have that, it's just 40, I just played this instead. Of course, it was pretty good.
Okay.
All right. Now, the main part is, so you always make your opponent go first, and then when you get to, you know, if you get to go first after, you win like 90-95% of your game 1s with this deck. You rarely lose game 1. You only lose if you like draw really poorly and a lot of duplicates, right? So going second, your opponent has the sideboard in, so it's all break the board. So you typically lose the game 2. Then game 3, you put in all your traps. They have going first cards in their deck. You have your traps, and they can't break the board, right? So the traps I chose to play: 3 Judgment, 3 Strike. You put in one of these depending on if it's, you know, Ryziel or Malice.
Gotcha.
You put in the Paradise. I hate this card. This is the worst card in the whole entire deck, but you have to play. I really hate this card. Like, I was considering just not playing it at all. I'm putting it the counter trap, but you kind of have to. And this is a little weird, but when you have this is 6, this is 7, and then, you know, this would be 8. You have one more spot. I played a Draco Utopian Aura. This is a counter trap that is pretty much like Strike, but it's for monsters that activate their effects on the field. The second effect, where you can banish a monster from your hand to steal an opponent's monster, it doesn't come up much. I just used it to negate a monster effect and then get that body off the board. You only steal if you're playing against Ryziel and they have a sword in their hand and they don't have anything in their graveyard. They start with like normal summon ice, and it's like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna steal it, and then hopefully you can't special summon to extend, right?
Gotcha.
Once again, if you're on 41, you'd have an extra card to side out. So this would have been a second Draco Utopian Aura. I didn't have it. I just, you know, I would have played a second copy, but I played a Salesman instead. And this card was still good anyways. You activate this, call a detonator, what are they gonna do? You know?
That is true. And even if they try to, I mean, they can respond to it, right? If you call detonator?
Yeah, they can, but it's
it
like
doesn't
if you
do
just,
anything.
just activate a call a detonator, what are they gonna pop? You know?
Gotcha.
Like, so it's still pretty good. This also is good against rogue decks, right? So you just put it in whenever, you know, your side patterns are a little iffy, but that's pretty much it. Okay. Your opponents cannot play through your end board with counter trap, or if they hand trap you, they can't play through this. You just thrust settle, you know.
Gotcha.
We have Tenpai cards. All 3 of these came up. You know, this helps you clear monsters that have over 3,000 attack when you pop your Sangan summoning, like the Blue Eyes 3400 guy.
Right.
That's good for that. Yeah, these cards are, you know, pretty solid. Chaos Angel comes up a lot too. You just synchro out whatever, you know. For the XYZs, I played Lars as well. People don't respect this card, they don't expect it, you know. This comes up with board breaking, and if your opponent, like, typically post-side, you have a D-barrier set, this card interacts with D-barrier. They usually save it for the Tenpai cards in synchro summoning. You have a Bystial and Engraver on field, you can't make this. So your opponent's like, oh, he has nothing. You make a Lars, and this pretty much answers your the D barriers, the Malice traps, all of that. Also, you make this going first against Ryziel because this can't be targeted by monster effects. Your opponent can't X aggregators. This still stays live, whereas this card is just dead. 1 detonator. This is for Metal Tronus. Comes up. And this is for your Metal Tronus against Malice and your Ultimate Slayer. This card is cracked. The Link monsters, we play seals. Typically, if you have the Tenpai cards, you summon 2 bodies. If your opponent Fuuloses you, this is when you go first, right? If your opponent Fuuloses you, you make this and you pass your turn. If not, you just go full Fiendsmith combo with Moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So full Fiendsmith combo with Moon, and this is just the Fiendsmith engine. Every single card in here I felt was perfect. Everything came up multiple times throughout the tournament. I would change nothing about this extra deck. I thought it was actually perfect. You don't miss Typhon because you're trying to kill your opponent. You can't, Tenpai after that. So yeah, this was perfect for me.
All right, perfect. And listen, any shout outs you want to do?
Yeah, shout out Guildhall, all the Florida guys, shout out to Wisconsin homies and Chicago homies for testing with me and helping me figure out the deck. And shout out Ricky for telling me not to show up because I didn't have full loads of the Tenpai deck, that's about it. Almost didn't show up to this regional.
Well, listen, I'm glad you did, and I'm glad that you made top cut. I think it's awesome. I personally like Tenpai, so I'm very glad to see that. You're actually the only Tenpai person on top cut, too.
Yeah,
so,
you're the Tenpai pro, learned it from you.
Back in my days, bro, back in my days. Listen, bro, again, thank you again for being on the channel, all right?
Thank you for having me.
All right, you have a good one.
Yep, you too.